have that instinct automatically? Because remember, some of this stuff is genetic. They either have it or they don't, right? This is what it's all about, people. Attack the boy! He must know that I'm in the dog fight with him. I'm next to him side by side. We have a bond that's unbreakable. Damn.
Let's go.
I'm tripping. Hold on for a minute. Hold on. Here we go. All right, going live. Yeah. Let the people get in first. Got some people coming in.
Absolutely, absolutely. It's clear now, by the way.
Oh, thanks. You like my overlay? My new overlay?
Yeah.
This right here?
Yeah, I love the overlay, man. It's dope.
I got another one being made for Rise and Guard. I'm sorry.
We gotta do some more Rising Guards, man. I like Rising Guard.
Those are pretty dope, man. Those are pretty dope. Those are real dope. I just want to get some more people in because this is gonna be spicy as hell. But we're not gonna be doing no 2-hour diatribe.
But and then and we're gonna let the people know that it's gonna get spicy, but it's not spicy in a disrespectful way. It's spicy in a way that we're trying to gain a little bit of clarity for the rest of the community.
Yeah, it said 30B and Big G.
I'm weak.
Here we go. Okay. Yeah, so I want to get some more people in because I really want to people to get this message. I want to say thanks, Ashton, for being a co-host on this situation.
Always, man. Always, bro.
I don't think I would have felt good doing it on my part. And listen, if I'm saying something wrong, hey, check me on it. You know what I'm saying? No big, it is what it is,
I did my research. I've been taking my notes. We're going to get to the bottom of this today. I'm here to kind of play, not necessarily devil's advocate, but I'm kind of here to offer the perspective from someone who's still learning and who needs to know what to look for when I'm spending my money, right? Because it may be just paper to some people, but to others, we work hard for our money. So we want to know exactly what we're purchasing. And we just need that type of transparency from everyone in the community. So, we got to get it. We got to get it going.
That's true. Listen, it is no secret that, we are living in a time where things can be bought. Signature can be bought. Votes can be bought.
Yep.
Women and men can be bought.
A lot of things. Hey, money talk. What do they say, Gerald? It takes money to go to look. Money talks, but it takes money to go to war.
That's right. And you know what? And here's the other saying. It says, the golden rule. Do you know what the golden rule is?
Tell me.
He who has the goal makes the rules.
Copy that.
So let me say by saying this, guys, thanks for tuning in. I want to make sure everybody get in. That I've battled with this discussion in the past 60, 90 days.
You've been holding back. Yeah,
I've been holding back. And I've been holding back only because of what's been done to me, right? And anybody who rocks in my circle's real tight, is that if somebody's fucking with you, they're fucking with me, right? I keep my circle real tight. I don't just let anybody in it. And if I know you got good intentions and you want to learn, you want to grow together, I'm down with that. And that came from maturity, experience, failures, and successes, right? So when I do let a person in my group who wants to improve his craft, now I don't know everything, but whatever I don't know that you ask me, I'm going to find the answer for you, right? Then I hope that you take that and run with it and build on that, right? I'm not perfect. I never proclaimed to be perfect. My dogs are not perfect. My wife is not perfect. My kids, especially the 11-year-old, is not perfect, right? But we do thrive for perfection. That's different.
Absolutely.
I'm going to put names on this one. So now, I was, and guys probably remember this, I was doing business with Eduardo Vasquez, right? And I want to make sure we get the right one because I don't want it to get misconstrued that we're talking about his brother. So let me, so I'm going to put actual images because I talked to a friend of mine and I want everybody to be clear that this is not, it's two Vasquez's, okay? There's a Fernando Vasquez and there's an Eduardo Vasquez,
But
okay?
they're brothers.
They're brothers, but they don't rock. They don't rock like that with each other. I picked up on that a while ago, right? This is the person that we're discussing today. This guy right here, his kennel. Now, the dog that's in question that I knew when his brother purchased the dog, I knew from the onset that there was something wrong. And let me tell you what I knew what was wrong. Most dogs, especially large breed males, they don't mentally mature until what, 2.5, no, 3 years of age.
They're very immature, man. They go ahead. Yep.
I will give you an example. Brutus, my Roddy, he has the CGC, the CGCA, the CS, and I often say the CSAU, which is ring sport, which is not true. But he has a CGC, the CGCA, and the CGCU, and he also has a BH. And we were striving to try to get the IGP1 on him. And this is before he turned 3. But his maturity was so horrible that we barely passed the BH because when he came back to the hill position, he wanted to lay on the fucking grass and play. Real talk. So Al said, you know what? He ain't ready for the IGP. Even though he do the barking old, he's doing all the routines and everything, mentally, he was not there. So we focused on Cisco, right? So I know that sometimes male dogs, bro, do not mature as fast as females. That's 100%. Even in the human species, we don't mature faster than women. We play that game for a long time.
Yeah.
Right? And I've had my fair share of that. That's a whole different story, a whole different life that's behind me. But for a dog to be listed as a, and I'm gonna write this down, people. Let me tell you how important this is for you guys, because there's another website. Her name is Executive Order Doberman, is EOD. She sells titled dogs at a premium, right? At a premium. When you buy, her prices are more than what the Europeans are, right? She'll sell a dog for 25, 30 grand US dollars. But how do you get a 2-year-old dog to have a BH, okay, a ZTP, which I'll get to that in a minute, and then an IGP1? Now, a BH is a routine that is on and off leash, and it involves other people where you're doing figure eights. The dog has to be balanced. The dog almost have to be naked. No e-collar, no prong collar. I think just as a flat collar or a fur saber, right? And that takes months to get dialed in for a dog to stop fidgeting, to be immune to gunshot sounds, and to be stable in the head. Now, remember now, you got a puppy. Puppy's attention span is as long as what? My infant, if I have one. It's short. So I was like, okay, he got a BH. Impressive. And then he got a ZTP. Now, the ZT people, I did confirm that he did achieve that. But what's been told is that she had the BH purchased in order to get on the field for the ZTP. The ZTP is a breed standard test, basically trying to say this dog has the right height. He's not oversized. He's not undersized. Right scissor bite, right eye color based on the color of his coat. Make sure he has 2 testicles, that he has nerves. He can do obedience. He can do protection. Now, The protection is a send out when a guy comes from a blind. He has to bite the helper and hold on while the leash is still running. There's no off leash routine in the ZTP.
Mm-hmm.
The obedience section is people coming around in a big circle, making sure he's not frightened or startled. Not a big deal. On leash. These are not advanced fucking routines. So I give him that. He proved that. But bruh, you're not going to tell me that he got this BH routine, which considers long downs, send away, recalls, fast motion, slow motion, normal walk pace, and be in a down position while another dog's on the field doing their whole fucking routine. You're not going to tell me this dog did that. And like the guys told me over there, and I talked to several breeders who are in the IPO world deep.
Mm-hmm.
If it's not on video,
it didn't happen.
2024, bro. Everybody has one of these. Even my 80-year-old auntie has got 2 of them. Now we're talking about ethics here, guys. And then you say the dog does an IGP1. Now, you know, Ashton, we talked about it. Cisco didn't get his IGP about a week and a half ago. He blew the tracking. And to give those guys credit, the winds were in the 30 miles per hour. Out of 10 dogs, only 3 passed the tracking with scores of 70. That is a D in the school grades. That means barely pass. If they had 69, it wouldn't have happened, right? So we're gonna try it again next month. But tracking in itself, man, is a hard thing for a dog to do.
Yep, you gotta like starve the dog almost so they can want to snooze their nose.
Why you think I haven't put a lot of these tracking videos of Cisco up? Because he looks like shit.
Yeah.
Because he's skin and bone. He's got to want to work for his food, right? And so, once he's tracking, he's got to got so many paces here, so many paces there, and during these paces, you got to down in a position for an article. You just can't like keep going. You got to go into a down position when you get to the article. That ain't no 2, 3 month, 4 month, 5 month position, bro.
You got to really dial in for that.
That's one phase. How about this one? We're going to take it a step 2. Now, the IGP world has made the IGP a little bit easier, whether or not in regards to this. The dog still has to take a dumbbell, throw the dumbbell out 6, 7, 8 feet, whatever. Dog got to go get the dumbbell, bring it back in his mouth, in front of him, and not chew, and give it to the owner. And then the owner goes, and then the dog go back into heel position. You're gonna dial that in 1 month on a young dog? Let's play with this, man.
I don't. So Gerald, you know me. I'm a student of the game. I like to soak up knowledge. I'm like a sponge. And you know, me and you talked about it. I was considering using that dog. You know what I'm saying?
Because I told you he was available.
Yeah, and that's what a lot of people don't realize. You know, I've seen a few comments from some naysayers on Instagram, like, "Oh, you know, you seem like a hater," blah blah blah, and that's not the case. You know, Gerald actually put me on to the dog. He's a nice looking dog, and I was seriously considering about using him, but what was making me use him, I can't verify if it's true or not. And that's where the lack of transparency, it turns me off, because I don't have no videos of these titles. You feel what I'm saying? If I'm going to use that as a selling point, as anything, I need to be able to verify it not only for myself, but for my clients. And it's looking a little sketchy here. So I did some digging, and I personally couldn't find anything. I couldn't find any videos.
Well, we're going to get to the nitty gritty of it, because here's the thing. when you're doing all these things and you don't document, listen, man, I was telling somebody yesterday, Ladybell Kennels, Gypsy, shout out to Gypsy. Gypsy has 3 beautiful daughters. One of her daughters remind me of my mama, bro. Like she like, it was scary. Like, damn, my mom used to be like that dude, like, yo, I'm gonna fight for my family. I don't give a shit how big you are. My mama was like that, man. She loves hard, she plays hard, and she will fight hard, figuratively and literally, right? So I get the edge from her. So I told Gypsy, I said, Gypsy, and you can relate to this too, and so can I. Like my youngest son is playing basketball now. He's actually, because we don't force sports on a kid. I said, Gypsy, tell me if one of your daughters was trying to compete for Mrs. Nevada pageant, beauty pageant. Now, in order to get to that part, Ashton, you have to go from a city pageant to a regional pageant. So here's my thing. My thing is that when it comes to you watching your baby grow up and do great things like Ladybell, I said, well, it's almost like a beauty pageant, right? The beauty pageant is where they go from local to regional to state, and hopefully they get to be on the big stage. You're going to tell me that Gypsy is going to go see one of her daughters compete to get to the big stage and not take any photos of the process?
Exactly. That's where my restraint was, because I want to see the stuff. I'm like I said, I'm new, I'm learning, I'm soaking up the information like a sponge. I want to see these routines so I can know what I'm looking at in my own dogs. Now, again, Gerald, me and you have talked about it. I'm not really too big into the IGP, IPO world. I'm more personal protection, real actual personal protection, not the sport of it. That's no disrespect to the sport. I respect the sport. It's just not my thing. But again, if I'm trying to advertise a dog and say that this dog has these titles, I want to be able to see the dog work for the titles. And I searched, I went and searched up the original breeder of Solo. I searched Doberbase. I searched a few other websites. I searched a few forums, and I couldn't really find any footage. I couldn't find any hard evidence other than what was provided on Vasquez's social media. And let me also state this for the people watching. I have no issue with Vasquez. I've actually never spoken with him, but I was very close to using his dog, just for the genetic diversity in my own yard. But when red flags start popping up, that's when I gotta fall back. I like to be in the shadows and look for stuff like that. But you've already pulled up the breeder, so let's get to that.
So here's the deal, guys. This woman is not only a Doberman, I would say Doberman owner. I won't say she's a Doberman breeder because she only has 2 Dobermans. She has this big red boy, and then she had a dog named Solo. Okay, now if you notice, she's a breed of Whippets. You see that? These are Whippets. You get that, right? Ashton, you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay, these are Whippets. So I go on the photos section, and people keep in mind, I've messaged her on a few occasions, if you see, with no response. No response. Very respectful, no response. So I go to her photos, and I go all the way down. I go down here. So let me know you guys see. Are you guys seeing the photos, Ashton?
Yes, sir. It's popping up clear as day.
Okay. So now she takes photos of this dog that she's had, this big red male, 2019. Okay. We going. I'm setting the tone here. This is her again. Her name is Joanna Mormiga El Greco Nero. Everything she does, she's documenting. You see this? She's documenting the whippets. This is a show ring. You see this? She documenting this, right? You seeing this, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. This is where she's showing the big red male. This big red male boy is, I don't know what his name is, but this is one of her males. This is her again. With the family. Nice lady. All right. Trophies. Let's go back to that. Trophies. Right?
Mhm.
Of course, this ain't solo because this is 2019. So let me skip all the way to the year where he starts coming into the picture. Let me scroll up here. Scroll up here. All right. So now this is the big red male again, right? This big red male. This is October of 2022, named Dexter. You see how she's documenting all this?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, yeah. So everything is documented. This is where she shows the big red male again. All right, this is where she shows Solo first came into the picture, January 2023. January 2023. Now he was born in 2022, right? So let's just keep right here. This is getting good. Solo limited edition, El Greco. March. She's documenting everything he does. Like even when the motherfucker just sitting there looking stupid. Right? You know, I mean, let's keep it real. Look at this. Great looking dog. Look at this. Solo. I told people this shit is like Jesus, man, where you know, Jesus in the Bible from 1-year-old to 13, there's no documentation. All of a sudden he comes out, he's passing out thousands of pieces of loaf bread and a fish, healing people. You know, he was the only man that walked this earth that can actually heal people with a touch of his hand. There will never be another man like that on this planet, right? But here's the thing. Documentation, bro. She's not consistent with it. And I'm going to tell you why she's not consistent. So now, nothing. Solo, Future Hope. This is one of his puppy classes, right? He did pretty good. Look, Solo. Right here, puppy class. You see that down there, puppy class, second place. You see that?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. Euro. Here we go. Puppy class. That's 2023. We're going to keep going.
So we got a lot of we got a lot of
trophies.
A lot of show ring stuff.
And you know what? I ain't mad. You know, it's showing that the dog got great structure. I'm not mad. I'm not mad. Right? Still advertising the fuck out of Dexter. Dexter. Now we get to the good shit. Solo. Puppy breed. Still a puppy in 2023. Still a puppy. Guys, you know what I'm doing? I'm painting a picture here while she documents everything that these dogs are doing, even when they shitting and laying down. Every day. Documentation is always, if your MO is consistency, you're going to do consistent shit throughout your life with documentation. You're going to do consistent shit with your phone. Here we go right here. Solo. 13 months old in 2023. A year and 1 month. In actual, what month is that? November 29th. You're looking like a man now almost. January 2024. Okay? 14 months. Now I see no photos of this motherfucker tracking. No photos of this guy doing any kind of obedience.
And most
no
people,
video.
When they get stuff done like that, they like to document it because they're proud of the dog. Even if it's not for a trial, it's just even with me with my dogs. I document every time I go and I see Larry for protection sports. I mean, for protection training, because I'm happy with the progression that my dog is making, and I want to showcase it to the world. So us not seeing that is already a red flag to me, because
it's huge, bro. It's huge. It is huge. And I'm getting back to this.
That's just tip of the iceberg. Tip of the iceberg.
Right. If you're lying about that, then you can lie about the health test. We're going to get back where he has been. And remember, people, this is no shade against Fernando Vasquez, which is his brother. Fernando owns a dog, but Eduardo is pushing his dog to be the premier stud across the United States. But he thinks that real Dobie people like me are not going to look further into this while you cross over in my lane, because it's 8-lane highway. It's enough room for everybody, but you better come correct. If you said you did this, okay. But if you did it, the internet is not an illusion for some people, and then it's fake for some people. But you're not going to tell me you got all these trophies and say, hey, look at all the certificates. No, fuck that. I want to see this boy work. I want to see him do the routines. Dude, I was showing all kind of shit with Cisco. Even the dumbbell work, even if it's 30 seconds, it's dumbbell work. Let's proceed. My goal is to put people like him and dogs like this. We need to put it out there, because what's happening, this is how we fucking up the gene pool. If you're selling fake titles, then the health tests are fake too. Everything is suspect. Like when I was a police officer, you know, the one thing that they will always tell you as a cop, you can be civil service all day long. You can kill a motherfucker. You know, the most dangerous man in the world is a police officer, because he has a license to kill.
Absolutely.
But here's the deal. All the officers know the golden rule. If you get caught lying in court, you can get fired. Let me tell you why. That means everything you present to the court now is suspect. You lied before. Who's to say you're not lying about this guy that we're trying to put away for 30 years? So now credibility is fucked. Mm-hmm. DAs ain't gonna roll with it. Like that Perez guy who the movie Training Day was based off of. All the people that he had arrested and they had convicted, they got them motherfuckers out of there, out of jail. Like, yo, yeah, everything this guy was doing was suspect. Let's proceed. So we getting back to it. And I'm going to call this lady out because she refused to return my calls or my message. She knows what this is all about. So people, her name is Joanna Mergichika El Del Greco Nero. Solo. This is now March 2024. Now, here's where his hips got checked. I don't know how, obviously they can do hips at a year old, but he had good hips. Okay. Bravo. In training with my boy. Which boy is this? Can't really tell. Is that red or black? Okay. So let's say it's Solo. Whip it time. Whip it time. Whip it time. Whip it good. Whip it good. Whip it good. Whip it good. Whippets. 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 A woman that does that much showing, how can you train a dog? You better be doing more than train. Whippets. 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 Dude, we going into 2025, dog.
So here we go.
Here we go. Now, I confirm that the boy on the left, which is listen, if that is a male on the left side, even I couldn't really tell because it seemed like the dog had just as many nipples as the one on the right, which is Blackie. I know that breeder, I met him over there. That's Guardian of Olympus. Good dude. It says right here, so happy that both of our Greek bred dogs, Solo and Guardian of Olympus, passed the ZTP. Now, I give them that. But they bought the BH. Remember, you got to have the BH first in order to do the ZTP. Mm-hmm. So where is that process? Where is that? You skip all that. You take photos of the ZTP with the judge and the handler, but where's the other shit? Let's keep going. More show shit. Now he's 2 years old. This is Solo, limited. Now, the interesting part is here in 2024, October, check this out. October 29th, 2024, she listed all of his titles. The ZTP has the judge's name beside. The hips have been confirmed through Germany. The health test has been done through LaboClinic, but the BH and the IGP typically would have had the judge name listed by it. Who's the judge? Because they don't want the judge being reached out about this.
Interesting. Look, what do they say? That's what you would call some people would say lying by omission, right? Or they would say, what do they say? The absence of evidence is not the evidence of absence. So when I see something like that, I don't see a judge, because people, you got to understand, judges get reached out to all the time about potential breeding prospects. Like, yo, how was this dog? You know, was he really on point? Do you have any better suggestions of a dog similar to that? You would want to list that judge. Why would you not want to list that judge? There's only two possibilities. A, there was no judge because the BH was bought. Or two, they fudged somebody's name on the BH and they don't want anybody to know, right? Because if you put the judge name on there and the judge see that and he like, hold on, I never scored this dog. I never graded this dog. Then you in hot water. So now it raises the question of, we see you have the ZTP. We commend you for the ZTP. But how did you get to the ZTP with the BH? Who is the judge for the BH? We need to see the judge for the BH. And we don't even have to reach out to him. But who is it? What's their name? What country are they from?
The judge was bought.
Where's this elusive BH? You tell me, Gerald.
The judge was bought. The judge was bought. And that's typical over there. So let's go back. I want to keep painting this picture. You guys have been fucking drinking the juice. How we said, drinking the Kool-Aid. Now, October 29th. Now, this is when the process of Fernando, I think, was trying to, no, not yet. But what happened is she went back and edited all the ones that were titled. Now, all these Greek Junior, Greek Champion, Greek Show, MKD Champion, okay, like he wasn't in but one or two puppy shows. You document everything else. Let's keep going. Remember, she's not putting the judge name next to who was the judge on that day, right? Date of birth, 10/29/2022. November. Look at this. Everything. She documents everything. Photos. Look at this. Now, she don't have one fucking flyer that says all that extra shit. Look at this. Look at this. Whippets, 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 whippets. So I'm going to go back to her page. So now we are the last photo that she took of Solo was November 7th, 2024.
Amazing.
Amazing photo. I just showed you guys 2 years of this dog's life on Facebook. And she didn't take one goddamn photo of the dog doing dumbbell work. I mean, dumbbell work is beautiful.
I think you had a video of Alonzo was the red boy, right?
That's right. I did the dumbbell work on him. I titled him.
Yeah, and I look, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful demonstration. I loved it. That is when you have a breed, a working breed. That is our bread and butter, right? It's half of the battle to look good, the nice, pretty side shots, the head profile. I have a lot of head profiles in my males and my females.
Right.
But what really makes these working breeds shine is seeing them in action, them action shots, those videos of them really getting down, right? So like you said, why not show this? And once you start, so see, here's the thing, right? With my boys, I show a lot of my personal protection training with me and Larry from 3TE. I've never portrayed to have a sport title, a IGP, IPO, ZTP, ABCDEFG. I've never portrayed to have those titles. I just like working my dogs in personal protections. I've never said I had a PSA, street league, nothing, right?
Right.
So I don't have to show these super difficult routines, right?
Mm-hmm.
But when you saying that you got these titles, this ZTP, this IGP1, this BH, you damn right I want to see that shit. Put your money where your mouth is. Show me.
Yep.
Show me. Which one is the show me state? I forget. It was in Missouri. I don't know.
Yep.
Show me. Show me. So that's where the disconnect is coming, because here's the thing. When you say you have the best of the best, you got to be ready for the challenge.
You got to be ready for the fucking heat.
Yeah, if you like, I've never heard Gerald say he got the best anything. I've never said I got the best anything. I always know I treat my dogs like I treat my cars. It's always a faster car out there, bro.
Yep.
You could be pushing, shout out to Billy, pushing a 3,500 wheel horsepower GTR, one Texas 2K, but he still ain't fucking with no Formula One car.
Look at this. You see this guys right here? This is Cisco in his BH trial where he got his BH. Where's the fucking video? That's the judge on the field, and that's Al, who's the goddamn handler. He received his BH that fucking day. Where's the video? Fuck y'all. Let me stop. Oh, you see that? That is off fucking leash. Now you got the fast in motion. Well, I think he's doing on leash right now. You got to do it down. Then you got to do a slow motion. Okay. Then you got to do regular walk. Watch this here. Get into the regular walk. There you go. The judge is right there scoring. You see her? Did you see her?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Where's the video? You cannot tell me your boy is BH and IGP down. Look at this. He going through a figure eight. This is during the trial. Let's play with this, man.
And this is what we mean. This is what we mean, everyone. It's not, and like again, Gerald has iterated it. I've iterated it. I have no dog in this fight. I've never spoken to Vasquez, so I don't have an issue with him. He may have an issue with me after this live. I don't really care.
Now look at this. This is the obedience section off leash. Bro, you cannot get a dog, a male large breed dog, dialed in that soon, and all you're doing is doing confirmation. Look at this. Look at this. This is Cisco. Let's play with this, man. I'm tired of playing with him. Then you got to come back and get him. Now he's got to go. Listen, and now the judge is over there, is watching everything. Listen, I'm telling you guys, and the reason why I'm showing you guys this is because you guys, oh shit, look, the long down. Look at it.
The long down.
You're going to recall him. Or you're going to come back and get him. I don't remember which phase it was. See, unlike these other clowns, I document mine because I'm paying for that. Mm-hmm. I'm paying for that.
And then you also have to ask yourself, this is another, but let me finish my first thought. Yeah. Like I said, Vasquez may have an issue with me after this video. I don't know him to have an issue with him. I'm just a concerned buyer who I just don't want the veil covered in my eyes. That's first and foremost. Secondly, you know more than I do, Gerald, how time-consuming and how expensive it is to title a dog in BH, IGP, and ZTP. That's 3 different titles. That's expensive.
Yes.
Why are you selling it? How old is Cisco? He was born in what, 2023? 2023?
Yes.
So
let me make sure, because I got a lot of dogs now. Hold on, let me tell you.
Cause I think he was born in I think you said kind of towards the end of 2023.
Hold on, I'll tell you right now.
Let me know.
Here we go. Cisco. I'm looking at his rabies. He got his rabies done. Hold on. Cisco pedigree. I have everything in Dropbox, so apologize. He was born February 6, 2023.
Okay, so he's about to be 3 years old next month.
Yep.
And when did he get imported into the States?
When he was,
matter of fact, he got imported to the States, and then
when he was 6 months old. So that means he got imported February, March, April, May, June, July, August or September of 2023.
Into the United States, or into
yeah.
So where did he get the title at then? Over there or over here?
Hold on, you talking about my dog?
No, I'm talking about Solo.
Solo, he got imported just about a year ago. That's what I'm saying, dude. It was crazy because it was crazy because he came over at 2 years and 2 or 3 months. And I'm like, damn, he got all those titles.
So look, that's what I'm getting at.
Why is she selling a dog with all this shit going on?
That's what I'm getting at. Why spend all that time and money titling the dog? And you can't, if I'm not mistaken, you can't even start them trials until they are 2 years old, correct?
No, you can't compete until they're over there is 15. No, over there is probably 18 months of age. You can't even get in until 18 months of age.
So you spend all this time and you finish this dog, or you just start him and then you hurry up and sell him? That don't make no sense. If that's me, if that's me, that makes me think that you just put them, it makes me think you bought a title. You did, a favor for a favor. You wash my hand, I'll wash yours. So you could sell the dog for a higher dollar amount. And then you broke somebody off over there. That's what it makes me think. Now, again, that may or may not be true, but I'm from the outside looking in, I'm giving my perspective on the whole situation.
The interesting part is that this whole, listen, people would have still bred to the dog. They don't give a fuck about the titles, but you put the titles on them to make them sound more appealing. So again, people, the person that we are talking about who is out there campaigning this fake title dog is this guy right here. So my thing is that if you're going to be Shady McGrady about a dog that's not even yours, you're going to be extra Shady McGrady with a dog that is yours. Am I supposed to trust everything now that you submit? I don't want to trust. Listen, if everything is suspect, I don't want to deal with it. So let me go to, so when you Google, let me show you guys something. When you Google, here's the sad part about it. When you Google, what's his name? Solo. When you Google his name, let me stream it up here. You guys got to be careful. When you Google his name, this is what comes up. There's the YouTube. There's some more YouTube. I'm not done with this motherfucker yet. And then my guy, Rich, you see the website?
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
I'm looking at
switch over.
Lakewood Kennels, right?
Now, disclaimer, Rich is a friend of mine. So he's not knowing what, this is friendly fire. He's not knowing, and I told him that I was going to do this. He understood. He said, Gerald, do what you have to do. So Rick is totally being bamboozled. So look at this. The height of the dog listed is 29 inches. Now, ZTP standard, the maximum is 28.3. So that has to be corrected, right? The place of birth, Greece. I was talking to a breeder who's from Russia. He said, Gerald, there's no Doberman that is a ZTP, BH, and IGP all in one. maybe now, but very far and few. This dog would have been an anomaly, right? But it's just so guys, understand this. And here's the other thing that was trippy, and Rick is only writing down what's been given to him. So right here, see this right here, hips HDA, right? So the hips exam was done properly, but it done at 12 months. Over here, OFA wouldn't have put excellent. Yeah, they wouldn't have put excellent, but the equivalent of HDA means excellent. But at 12 months, the dog's still growing. Titus had another growth spurt about a month ago. I was like, this motherfucker's taller again. And he's 2 years old. He was 2 years old 4 days ago. So, guys, when you guys start Googling this, I'm going to have a newsletter come out about this dog too. Guys, if I was you, this is me personally. If you're going to, listen, if you're going to, man, I'm everywhere. Look at this face protection title. If you're going to,
you funny,
dude. I mean, I'm worried. Listen, if you're going to breed this dog basically because of the looks, I get that part. He's genetically sound when it comes to health. But if you're gonna breed to the dog based on his genetics and his titles, you're lying to yourself. That's real kennel blindness with shades on. It's real kennel blindness. And I'm doing this because in order for us to have a community that is already cracked in this Doberman world, we have to police ourselves. I've always said, Ashton, that listen, I know there are better dogs out there than mine. The only thing is you don't know about them. But listen, when you're advertising on a dog page that is not your dog, let me show you right now. Let me get back to his page. When you're advertising on his page, you see that, Ashton? Okay. When you advertise on his page, over here, stud service, you're advertising the dog. He going to his brother page. Let's go to it. This is his brother page. Vasquez European Doberman. Now, Fernando is a good dude. Him and Eduardo are two different cats. They live differently. The mannerisms are different. The only thing they got in common is their parents and siblings. But behavior-wise, the way they do operate business, totally different. And I get into why I stopped rocking with it for Eduardo anyway in a minute, which triggered all this bullshit. But this is the video that he posted, people, that I responded to.
Will I survive? Will I die? To the possibility, get me charged. It's making it grip. Told the judge I was raised. That's why I play shit. Like as a kid.
That to me, that doesn't quantify a titled dog. That doesn't quantify a titled dog. Let me get here the other one. He says the complete package, solo, limited edition, meeting all European breed standards, his ZTP title, Mr. International Champion, IGP, best in America. That's very strong shit. Best in America. Best in America. This is the video he put up, guys, on me. Huh?
That song choice, he sent a message with that song choice.
He did. And you know what? I responded. And here's the thing, guys. So let me give you guys the real background on what really happened between me and Eduardo. Which I knew that, first of all, I knew that he's a good dude personality-wise. Don't get me wrong. You know, I can't say he's all fucked up. He's made some bad decisions. But what triggered all of this, you guys, you remember why I imported this female named Abba?
Yes,
which is
beautiful
now,
female.
yes. So we spent about $11,580 on her. We split it down the middle. And once we split down the middle, she was in heat. We had her come here within 2 days. She was in heat, and I let people know. I said, "Hey, a new female in the camp. We'll be breeding her tomorrow." And I tagged Vasquez Kennels on there. He messaged me and said, "Take it down, take it down." I said, "Why?" He said, "I don't want nobody to think I'm a backyard breeder." I said, "They're gonna think that anyway, no matter how you do it." I said, "Anyway, who the fuck importing 3-year-old female dogs?" And it's not. I don't import 3-year-old pets. I don't. I import breeding foundation females or dogs that are going to be part of the team. So when I knew that, I said, okay, cool. We had the discussion. Then a couple of days later, what really fucked with me was said that all of your dogs are shit. You breed to shit dogs. And keep in mind, I was breeding to his dogs. So I'm like, he tells me I breed to shit dogs and my dogs ain't shit. Solo's the best of the best. I'm trying to figure out what triggered this. Was he jealous? Is he jealous of my lifestyle? Because all I did was been good to him, right? I mean, he was the guy I'm calling every morning, man, at 6 in the morning, 7 in the morning, just chopping it up. Because I knew he was up. I don't get it. I was like, is he jealous? Because what else could it be? I made him relevant in the Doberman world. Nobody knew who he was. I didn't want no credit for that. I'm just being what I'm supposed to be, a good dude. So I bought him out, guys. And now me and Gypsy has that female, and that litter sold out.
Look, block the blessing.
So now what he's doing, he's gotten like 5 or 6 females now. And the goal was that, we breed, we sell good dogs to good people. But I think now it's shortcutting. He just want to wholesale everything. And that's fine. That's cool. That's whatever floats your boat, homeboy. But don't throw me under the bus. It's like, I did nothing to you. I sold your first 2 litters that you let another whelp that killed 13 of the motherfuckers. You remember that?
Mm-hmm. I remember that. And I think she tried to come for you. You posted that. She said, she threw the white flag up immediately because she knew it was true.
Yeah. So, I mean, you don't feed canned pumpkins to a 3-day-old puppy.
They ain't even got the liver or the kidneys for that.
It's laziness, bro. You don't have litters that you can't whelp. This is not a show to bash him. This is a show to call out this fake title dog. And I'm going to be on a personal fucking campaign for this dog, any other dog that's promoting to be the best of the best. Because now what you're doing, you're not taking money out my pocket per se, because you got to get 3, 4 dogs to do that. And you got to get all those dogs on video every day. You got to show the dog's personality, the good, the bad, the ugly, the great. You got to promote when you're laying down, I'm promoting. When you're waking up, I already got three reels up. Let's play with this. You ain't gonna catch up. You got to be on all platforms every day to catch up with me. And you're promoting dogs out there that everything is now suspect. I would say that I would get an embark done. Remember I told you, I said every dog that I import, even Abba that I imported, even though she checked that clear and everything, we did the health test all over again anyway.
Yep.
Anyway,
you got to make sure, because look, y'all got to understand, in a world where currency is exchanged, everything can be bought. Everything. So you gotta do your due diligence, and you can only take what the breeder tells you so far. And this isn't trying to paint a picture that you cannot trust breeders over there, but it's just you want to protect yourself so that you're not, because here's the thing. If you buy something from over there and they say, oh yeah, it's clear on everything, and you just breed it blindly, and then your puppies come back affected carriers, That don't go back on the breeder over there. They go back on you because you didn't do your due diligence. So, and this is my form of due diligence right here with Solo. Because again, we gonna iterate this, me and Gerald. He's a nice looking dog. Gerald said it, I've said it. But we dive in deeper, and this is us doing our due diligence on these titles. As you see, if you scroll up on Vasquez's profile, you can see I still follow the dude. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because it's no malice behind anything that is being done today. It's solely research and education. That's all it is.
You know, the interesting part is that, and that's a puppy. It's got to be. The interesting part is that it says right here, Vasquez, Doberman Rucker, international champion, guardian of. This is the female that he got. It's a very good female. Very good female. He ended up getting that dog. And the interesting part is that, man, that, like, you know, the dog looks more like shit because of what his brother is doing. I mean, it's a good looking dog. Look at him. But now, do you really want to get pegged dealing with somebody? You know, I don't know about you guys, but when a guy is lying about somebody else's dog, it's a huge red flag.
He'll probably lie about his own dog.
Right. The way the world is now in regards to falsifying documents to make an extra $500, I will pause all day long because I don't want that stigma. Because as you see, guys, right now, let me show this right quick. I want to show you guys how the algorithms work because he got on my page and it said, ha, 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 you posted that video, only got 30 likes or whatever, or 30 views or 30 likes. I said, hey, bro, the way the algorithm work, Instagram told me before I posted the video, it said, hey, anything over 3 minutes, it won't reach as many people as you want. They made it like, do you understand this? And click go. It wasn't like, okay, post. It was like, wait a minute, do you know that you won't reach that many people if it's over 3 minutes? So I want to show you guys this. I'm going to be on this fucking campaign until it ends. When you guys look right here, right now, the only thing that you guys are going to find on Solo when I'm done is that he's being advertised as fake titles. I'm not saying fake health tests. I'm saying fake titles. And it's unfortunate because Rick is my guy, man. I mean, look at this picture right here, man. Look at this picture. Tell me what's wrong with that picture.
It looked like a fake transparent ribbon.
African color. I'm tripping. So let me type in, let me show you guys this right quick. Dobybase.ru. I'm gonna show you guys something, how the world works. Let me go here. I'm gonna show you how it works. So Solo. Low. Limited edition. So look at this. So let me share the screen, guys. You guys got to do your goddamn homework, man. That's why I say, man, stay resilient, but be responsible. Watch this. Share screen. Now, can you see the Ashton? Okay.
Yep.
So this is a database that a lot of breeders use, a lot of buyers use. Anybody have access to this database? I can create a profile and start editing shit. This is like ancestry.com. Anybody can access this. This ribbon looks so fake. First of all, you get no ribbons in IGP and BH or ZTP. There's no ribbons. This should look like one of those goddamn funeral things you put on caskets, bro.
Dude, you funny.
It's not even three-dimensional, man. But I want you guys to pay attention to that. Now, when I go to the real site, there ain't no, you're not going to be able to Solo. You won't be able, the guy that runs this site, let me go here. You there?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm looking.
Okay. Let me share the screen right here. And I appreciate you guys being patient with me while we had the internet problem, because we really did have it cracking before this internet shit cracked. All right. So here's the other website, guys. This is a good resource site. This website is called thedoberman.com. And what's interesting is that the only thing when you type in Solo and you read is when he got this right here. This is Solo. This is in 2023. And you know what he got? Best of puppy. Best of puppy. Look how small the ribbons are. Guys, you need to be really, really cautious on what you're doing. Somebody said I got Verizon as internet.
Hey, Verizon is cool, man. I like Verizon. Maybe not for the internet. I like it for the phone, though.
So tell me, what do you think, Ashton? What's your views on this whole thing now?
As someone, again, who is pretty neutral in this whole thing and just concerned, I guess I say this. I want Vasquez, if you watching or if you clip this, I want to know who the judge is for the BH. I want to see a routine for the BH. The truth will set you free. I'm not saying that you're lying. I'm not saying that that your titles are fake or whatever. But what I'm saying is I need you to prove it. If not for yourself, for your potential clientele. I want to know if your word can be trusted. Because I do like the dog, but if I'm going to use them, and if I'm going to pay a premium to use them, I want to make sure that everything that's warranting that premium has been validated. Period, point blank. So that's my stance on it. But until now, the judgment stands that may be a fake BH. Gavel's been hit.
Hold on. Not just a fake BH now. The fake IGP.
Right. We haven't seen an IGP1 routine.
We haven't seen no pods of it. No parts. And to me, it's almost like, Ashton, when I think you just sold the Nissan, right?
Yeah, I just sold my GTR.
And you got the black wing.
Oh. Yeah.
You got it, right?
Yeah, Cadillac black wing.
Okay. What color?
Matte black, satin black, I should say, satin black.
So it's almost like when you bought the black wing. And this is a recent transaction, people. Ain't you gonna want to see if it's all about that power? Does it have it? Ain't you gonna play with it a little bit? And we're not talking about open wide up on a busy street, but you're on the highway, it's late, the lanes are open up. You're gonna right? Just a little bit, because the weather's still fucked up right now. Right?
Mm-hmm. Weather's horrible out here. It's all type of snow out here.
I'm making a point. So why not play with your dog who knows the routine of an IGP1? Why not say, you know what? Why not go for it too now? Here in the United States.
Interesting.
Because it can be done. Your titles would solidify over here. Well, maybe not, but guess what? If the dog is all that, do the one over here over again, and now you can go for the two if they don't accept the one over here.
Mm-hmm.
Since Eduardo is on that kick now, he got a new puppy, new male. He's doing the handling and training with my guy Adrian Santano at SoCal All Breed Ringers. Shout out to them. He's doing he's getting back into it again like he did Leia, who's got a brevet. why not bring Solo and start handling him since he's the best of the best and he's got it all dialed in, right? I mean, listen, if I got what I was going with this, when the car analogy, it's like if you know your car can do all that, play with it a little bit. Let's see what he can do. Let's record some of the routines.
Exactly.
You heard he was doing commands in the dog's language in his brother's front yard when he out him. Du blah, du blah. You doing the language? My thing is, people, if you're gonna ask me, listen, you guys are always sending me DMs and shit about what do you think about Braveheart? What do you think about this kennel? What do you think about that kennel? What do you think about this? And I have to give you guys my honest opinion. I say, hey, sometimes, listen, I don't know the kennel, or they got pretty dogs. I don't know about the workability. Somebody asked me about Altobello. Altobello has pretty dogs, but Altobello means elegant. I don't know if they work their dogs. Dijon never worked a dog. The only last dog he worked was a dog named Maxim de Altobello. He died suddenly from having a stomach been poisoned, right? So it's like,
Sorry, man.
Yeah. So for me, it's like, if you're gonna breed to this dog, understand when folks, especially us Americans, we go by buying puppies based off the male. We never ask about the female.
Mm-hmm.
When you search this name, Solo, buyers beware. But I'm not telling you not to breed to the guy, or I'm not telling people not to buy puppies from the guy. But when you have a breeder who don't own the dog, that is campaigning, this is the best of the best, come breed with him. And you're seeing that if they're lying about the little shit, because, well, listen, whether he had a BH or an IGP or not, people still would have bred to him. If you look beyond the natural ears and tail, he's still a nice looking dog. But if you're going to lie about little things, you're going to lie about the big things that makes a difference in a quality breeding.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Wait a minute. This is right here. Should I be concerned if my dog isn't who he said he was? Very concerned now that he lied about the puppy he gave me. Ooh, shit. I don't know.
They coming in hot. They coming in hot.
They got to come in. And you know what? Those are questions that should be addressed with him. Now, from what I was told, what happened when a friend of mine said, man, I'm very concerned too. He said, but they presented me a booklet of all his titles, a pamphlet. You hear me? They presented just pamphlets. Like, here's all the paperwork. You ever heard of Photoshop and then the word print?
Absolutely.
It presented this right here to him. I don't give a fuck about this except when it's time to register puppies. I don't give a fuck about this. I care about what my eyes show me. And what he's gonna do, in case you want to know, is that you need to tell him, I don't want to see no paperwork of his titles. I've seen enough. I want to see where this dog actually earned his stuff. Because let me tell you something about IGP, dog. And the reason why we're talking this long, because I lost 20 minutes with you guys. And I know Ashton's over there falling asleep. You better get your goddamn.
Cut it out, bro.
Look at this. It's called liquid death.
Look,
this is an energy drink.
I'm trying to keep these dogs quiet, man.
So, what did I just say?
You said you talking this long because you lost 20 minutes.
You got proof of Photoshop. So here's the deal. So, where was I going with this? All I'm saying is, people, listen. He's gonna tell you that the dog is legit, but he's going by what somebody told him. He did not see any one video. See, let me tell you the importance. That's why I was going with this. Let me tell you guys the importance of legitimate working titles, especially IGP. I like IGP as a title like PSA because in IGP, a dog has to go through fire to get to a certain point on the other end. He has to be battle tested. He has to be pressured in ways he's never been pressured before. During that process, you find out if the dog has it here, the drive to keep going, right? It's nothing like, just like Navy SEAL. Anybody can do it if they qualify to get into the academy, but they're going to try you mentally and physically to see, do you want it bad enough? Are you willing to take this pressure, take this mental confusion under stress to go forward and still have clarity? That's why I love IGP, because it allows the dog to open up on the field versus all this compulsion and control like other dog sports. So I say that is that we don't know if your dog has what it takes, because, you know, to be a very good protection dog, you got to start with genetics first.
110%.
So now you falsified his genetic ability by giving him fake titles. Serbia has it bad out there selling fake title dogs. I'd rather for you to sell me a dog that has no titles, that look good and has some workability, and I'll build on that.
I'd rather have a green dog than a dog that you tried and failed and just fake titled it.
She said, I talked to him before I bought him. I called you about shipping, if you remember. I don't remember. Maybe so. Expound on that. You got proof of Photoshop? Well, listen, some of these don't have to be Photoshop. Some of them can be falsely created. They don't, listen, over there in Serbia, in Greece, they don't have to Photoshop. They just make the motherfuckers right there with the legitimate papers and sign that shit and put a seal on there and call it a day, and you give the goddamn judge $100 or 200 euros or whatever they're going to charge. You don't have to have Photoshop. They're going to give you the original fuck shit. Let me see right here. I bought my dog in Serbia, and I'm very satisfied that the papers never came. But no matter, I've chosen them according to my feelings and have been very satisfied for almost 4 years. Good. That's a good thing. So, Ashton, we're going to let this thing in. Any last words?
I said my last words would just be, you know, buyers, when you spend your hard-earned money on something, do your research, ask the questions, and don't just take the first answer as the law. Do the searching for yourself. Again, this live was not to bash anyone. It was just more so to educate. We just got to figure out, man. We got to figure out if that BH is legit. And got to figure out that IGP1 is legit. So, I mean, with that, I ain't got nothing to say.
I will say this. I will piggyback on that. So listen, guys, be resilient, but stay resilient, but be responsible. And that's exactly what it means. Listen, trust, but verify. Trust, but verify. Until next time, people, I'll see you. Peace.
Peace.